Oh yeah. Okay. Well, this shit worked real quick. Was not expecting that one. I'm about to go on and say some things and we wait for Ash to come on so I can get her on here. All right. What's up, JC? What's happening? I just got a few things to say. And it's always the unpopular opinion because you know how people are. Not everybody fool with me. And that's cool because I don't want everybody to fool with me like that. Those who do, I appreciate you. Happy Father's Day, JC. But we're gonna rock this motherfucker on out. Then I got to go because I got to get on in there and cook something. So how is everybody's Father's Day going? Mm-hmm. Oh look, if you look, you'd have been in the chats with me. You see the ones who speak to me, I speak to them. The ones who don't, oh well. What's up, TZ Frank? Tay, you want me to send you a link, Tay? If you want me to, I'll go and send you one. Uh-oh. JC, I be trying. I try to be every now and then. I can get it right sometimes. What's up, Zone 6? What's happening? Hell yeah, TZ Frank. Shit. All right, look, this the weekend. So only on the weekends you'll see me drinking like this unless I'm on JC channel. And oh boy, they be cut up on JC. Okay, Tay. TZ Frank, if you have not gone to check out JC, he is an absolute must check out his show, The Three-Headed Monster. They fire. What's up, Ash? Okay. Got an extra. I got a zone 6. I feel you. Yeah, I feel you. I got a couple. Like my opinions are always the non-popular ones, and it is what it is. As long as folks don't disrespect me, I don't disrespect them. You cool, zone 6. I ain't got no problems with you. But not everybody like what I got to say, which is why I say the things I say because it's very unpopular. TZ Frank, we gonna get into it. I'm waiting on Ash to come through. She about to pull up on me, and I'm gonna say some things that people ain't gonna like. They ain't gonna like it, but the thing is, it's my honest opinion, and can't nobody take that from me. No matter how hard they want to try to ignore it, they still be watching because I'll be having a whole lot of views. So, uh, you know, at some parts he did. I can't take that away from him. He did. He. I mean, oh man. Hey, look, TZ Frank, if you ain't subbed to her channel, you need to go sub and check out her videos. She do uploads and they're not very long at all. What's up, Ash?
What's good, sis? What
Yeah.
is good? I was taking a power nap and I looked at the phone. I was like, damn, I'm missing that's live and everything, man.
Yeah, you miss everything.
I still no did, man. I was taking a power nap.
He had a
Felt
fish on
good
the line
too. Shit.
and everything.
You
I
say
hate when
what?
this BF had a fish on the line and he hooked, line, and sinker and fried him and ate him up. Yeah. What's that, Phil J508? What's happening? Yeah, JC, check out Ash's uploads. Them motherfuckers are fire, every single one of them. And she break everything down so simple, so easy to understand. I even understand it. So if I be having questions, I like I said before, Ashley has got to think of me when she be doing her uploads, the way she break the shit down. I only have a little bit of questions, whereas when I'm listening to other people, I have a whole shitload of questions about certain things that are being said. What's up, L Foul Player? What's happening? All right, so we about to get into this. And like I said, popular, unpopular opinions, but it is what it is. I'm biased as shit, but I'm biased as shit to certain fighters. So that's what I am. I'm not biased, towards, everybody. Just I have my own certain fighters, and it is what it is. And I'm from Texas, born and raised, so I got what I got, and I'm gonna give you what I'm gonna give you. So, what's up, Miss Denise Ward? Can you be? What's going on? What's happening? Thanks for coming through. JC, we do the liquor spot on Ashley's channel every Saturday, and Ash be on there. So so here we go. We're about to get into this thing. Now, everybody's talking about the Charlo fight. We'll talk about it. Well, we're gonna talk about some other stuff too and tie it in there so you guys can get a great understanding of what exactly we're talking about. And then we're gonna talk about what was said yesterday verbally. So Ash, as far as overall, we ain't gotta go into too many details because we'll save everything else to Saturday, but small details. Good fight, bad fight, or still up in the air.
You talking about Charlo?
Yeah.
Charlo fight? Yeah, Charlo fight was a good fight. It was entertaining because they were slugging, you know what I'm saying? Like he was trying to do everything that he could do, and it made me doubt some things after watching that fight. I can say that.
Yeah.
But it was a very highly entertaining fight. It was very highly entertaining. They were slugging. It was going back and forth. I have to say his opponent, Montiel, was tough because he took a lot of shots. He was being blasted on, and he was still standing there in front of him. Like, it didn't make sense to me as far as, like, just like I said in my video, Montiel got stopped by Jaime Munguia in 2 rounds, and he went the distance with Centennial, whatever the dude name is. And on the flip side, that same guy got knocked out in 2 rounds by Charlo. So I'm like, is Charlo really banging on him, or is dude just that tough? Like, which one is it? But it was a very highly entertaining fight. I can say that.
Yeah. Look, I'm saying I'll say it was very entertaining. They were banging it out. It started the last 30 seconds in the first one, and I was like, oh shit. And then I was like, well, hold on, maybe I'm looking at this shit wrong. Wait a minute, let me try it again, because let me clean my glasses. Let me take them off, clean them, put them back on, and I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on here? It was a good fight overall. I mean, they was really banging it out, which is more than what I could say for certain fights. Like Shakur Stevenson fight. But he was knocking it out, and I'm cool with that. And I like the back and forth. It was like, hell, at some point in time, Charlo and Pino, as BFTD called him, they was hitting each other. Like, he'd swing and hit Charlo in the face, and you see all the sweat coming off him, and then Charlo would swing and hit the sweat off his face. So I'm like, well, shit, okay, we really rocking it out. To me, as far as looking at body-wise, skill-wise, alleged power-wise, it's just, I didn't expect it to go all the way. I called it in 7 on our show, and that's what I was expecting to see. But old buddy got heart. He got a lot of heart and a hell of a chin. So I'll leave it at that, and we'll go into more details on Saturday. Ash, compare the fights. The Shakur Stevenson fight and old buddy and this fight. Compare the views on those fights. Your views on those 2 particular fights.
On Shakur Stevenson in this fight?
What you seen on that one, and then what you seen on this one?
I mean, the biggest difference to me is that, in Shakur's fight, it looked like he was not willing to engage with the power puncher. It seems like the entire time in the build up of the fight, they kept saying that he has power. That's all they were saying he had. And honestly, he didn't look like he had any other skill, but maybe some power. So he didn't want to engage with that power puncher during his fight, and it made it look lackluster. That's the biggest difference I see with this Charlo fight, because Charlo and his team kept saying that Montiel's a hard competitor. They kept saying that he was tough and stuff like that. And they didn't shy away from the opportunity to get in there. You know what I'm saying? Like Shakur Stevenson did have a small little dot of mouse up under his eye. And under the same eye, which is his right eye, Charlo's whole right eye was fucking shut. Like, in my opinion, Charlo showed grit. He showed dog that Shakur Stevenson didn't show in his fight. That's the difference that I see. But yeah, I mean, like I have to give it up to dude. The Mexican was tough, bro. Montiel was tough because he was taking a lot of shots. Just like I said though, like we always look at Charlo, especially the big Charlo, as being a very strong puncher. You know what I mean? It's just you have to either give credit to Montiel's chin and him being tough and sticking in there and gritting it out, or you have to say that, maybe Charlo's declining. I don't think he's declining. I really think he has, like, the dude just had a good chin, but he was like every punch that Charlo could have thrown in that fight, he hit dude flush with, and like,
Yeah.
did he even drop him? Yeah.
No, dude ate every single punch that was thrown at him. And I'm like, well, shit. Well, where is the rest of the power that we have? Because I'm looking for you to put him on his ass. Give me at least one. Make his ass connect to the floor. I need you to put his ass through the ring onto the floor with that power. Give me one good one. And he was trying with all his might from what I've seen. Now, compared to the dude that Shakur Stevenson was fighting, like I said, on our show, dude was hitting himself. Dude was swinging so hard, he's missing Shakur and hitting himself. And I'm like, okay, if this is what we're working on, if this is what we got, Shakur Stevenson, put him on his ass real quick. Put him on his ass. You know what I'm saying? That was my difference in what I see from that fight to this fight. And shit, I can't lie. I was the Charlo fight was way more exciting. It was way more engaging than the Stevenson fight, in my opinion. The Charlo fight was a better fight. I expected, like I said, I did not expect with the name Charlo for him to go 12 rounds with old buddy until I started when I actually, watching. I'm like, well, damn, okay, he eating all these hits. Okay, this dude got heart. Okay, he just want to make it to the end of the fight. As much running around as he was doing. What's going on, Gunto Democrat and being boxing news? Thank you for coming through. But that's what I seen. And I was a bit taken aback from it because, the name Charlo, that's, that means something. It represents something. And I was expecting him, say Texas from Texas. Well, he's raised in Texas. He's from Louisiana. But I was expecting him to knock dude ass out. That was my expectations. And I understand you can't knock everybody out on every single fight. I get it. I understand it. But I've never even heard of this dude he was fighting. So I was like, oh, this is going to be an easy fight. Too easy. Knock his ass out. We're going to be done. Ash, tell me, when I asked you about the rule that I did not understand and it didn't make sense, and I'm going to say the question and I need you to answer it for me like you did because I understood it when you said it. Now again, guys, I really don't catch the rules of each fight that I watch. By the time I'm watching it, the fight's already started, and they're already into the first round. So I happened to see this particular time where it was like, you know, they got to get to the fourth round before it's an official fight, and then it's like, well, if the fight get called before the fourth round, then it's a no contest. And I told Ashley, first of all, ain't this fight an official fight, or did I miss something? And I know Ashley was like, God damn it. But Ashley, answer the question for me like you did.
Just like how Boots fought Chris Van Herden and they got a nasty headbutt, I believe, third or the fourth round. Because those rounds wasn't completed and 4 rounds wasn't completed, the fight was ruled a no contact. It's like they don't have enough points to score a winner, in my opinion, I guess. But for them to say it the way their wordplay kind of threw me off when you said it, because why would it be not a official fight? Like that's the same thing as saying the younger Charlo when he knocked out Lubin in 19 seconds. Like that was an official fight, an official knockout. But if we're scoring, you need 4 total rounds before it's an official fight to score. I believe is what they're trying to say.
Yeah, and that's what I was like. What in the hell is going on? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so now I understood them because they was headbutting. I'm like, well, okay, I get it. I understand why it was called. I didn't know that they had that same kind of rule. I didn't know that. And I'm like, okay, they're headbutting each other a lot more than they swinging on each other. Okay, cool. Call it and be done with it. Make them go revisit this fight again because they're not doing right. But for this to then happen, and I see that rule, and I'm like, okay, so I already expected some bullshit for at least the first 4 rounds. I expected nothing but bullshit. But in that first round, the last 30 seconds, they started banging on each other. And I was like, wait a minute. If they have to make it to the 4th round before it's considered official, why are y'all banging this hard in the first round, the last 30 seconds? Like, what are we doing? Y'all can't knock each other out right now because then this is wasted time. So then old buddy, it's like right when I said that out loud over here, old buddy started, Pino, as BFTB calls him, he started running around. Like he get hit in the face, pop, pop, and he just run around. I'm like, well, okay. Like, well, what the hell are we doing? You just gonna get hit in the face and you gonna eat them punches and you just gonna take off running. All right. But at some point, Charlo was getting walked down. I can't remember what round it was. It might have been like the, 5th or 6th or something, because after the 4th round was over is when it really started picking up.
I need to see it again, but I did see Homeboy trying to walk Charlo down. I mean, honestly, he's a come forward fighter, so it's always going to look like that. You know what I'm saying? When Charlo starts backing up, that's when you're going to really tell that he's walked forward. But they were clashing for real. They was clashing in the middle of the ring for real.
Yeah, that was good. They was banging, and I was excited.
And it did look like in the 8th round, it did look like he hurt Charlo. It did look like he got a little bit in the 8th round. But I need to watch it again because I was tired as a motherfucker. I didn't catch the whole entire fight.
I watched the whole
But I caught enough, goddammit, to see what the fuck was going on, and I caught the highlights after that. The shit was entertaining. Nigga, what about the Anderson Silva? It's so funny to me that Anderson Silva is not being a boxer, hasn't fought forever, came in this bitch, went 10 rounds and really fought a real fighter with a real professional fighter, and he won. That shit is funny as fuck to me. I said it on the show. I was like, he better not lose to Anderson Silva. He'll be the first boxer in history to lose to a UFC fighter that came into the motherfucking ring. Like that Chavez Jr. is a disgrace to his fucking
name.
Gene. Look to his gene.
Jeez. I was like, oh,
bro. I need to go back and watch the Hector Camacho fight. I didn't see none of that. No highlights or nothing. But boy, I think he was. Anderson Silva was dancing around the ring. He's still fucking swinging like a UFC fighter. Motherfucking no replacement. Defense was whack and shit. Only time he had defense is when he wasn't swinging. But when he was swinging, he had no replacement. That motherfucker was get caught from somebody. And it just looked funny. Chavez looked like he was paid to let him go the distance out this bitch. But that's just how that motherfucker fight. I was like, yo, this motherfucker is the first motherfucker in history to lose to a UFC fighter in the boxing ring. And you a pro boxer. Like, nigga, that shit is funny as fuck to me, bro.
I laughed at a lot of shit.
That shit hilarious to me.
Because, I'm still learning a whole bunch of stuff about boxing. I ask you a shitload of questions, and you be so patient. I appreciate it. But even for me to figure this shit out, I'm like, what the fuck was I watching? I was like, I don't even know what I just watched. And take my glasses off because I can't see shit if I take my glasses off. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? How did we get here?
Oh. They had all them fights last night. I seen part of Inoue fight. That's the first time I ever watched him fight. I seen part of it. I see why people like him.
Mm-hmm.
And Isaac Dogby, I knew he was gonna beat Adam Lopez, man. I was saying that shit in the show. I was like, bruh, Adam Lopez is good, but I don't see him beating dude. And yeah, Isaac Dogby beat Adam Lopez. What else happened?
What's up, Stay Ready? What's happening? Happy stepdaddy Father's Day.
Yes, happy Father's Day to all the fathers.
But that shit, I need to go back and watch the Inoue. Is that how you say his name? I need to go watch him.
It's close enough, nigga. Anyway, damn it, they know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch his fight. I really need to go back and watch the Charlo fight again because I'm like, I did see it last night, but it's like the only thing I can really call and was like, okay, was the first round, first 30 seconds. I mean, last 30 seconds. That's what I can pinpoint. Everything else I've seen, I can't remember the exact rounds of when the shit happened. It's like I know it was coming, but he won, and I'm glad he won. He's supposed to win, so I'm glad he won. I would have been looking real fucking crazy if he would have lost. I'd have been like, uh-oh, this didn't go how I thought it was gonna go. We should have put some money on it, but then again, we shouldn't because we called what ninth round, I think, or I called 7th.
I called
8 or 9. You called 8.
I called 8 rounds.
Yeah, so we wouldn't have won anything if we'd have did that. So I mean, I'm glad we didn't put no money on the shit because we sure was looking like I was out here like, what are we doing? My mama was like, she's like,
what are we doing?
Why are you so goddamn loud? I'm watching a fight. She's like, I thought you was watching a basketball game. College basketball has been over for a while. But yes, that will be something we will be covering on my channel is college basketball because I'm a college basketball fanatic. I didn't do that this year because it was a wash, from what I've seen. And when college basketball starts, men's college basketball, I will be on here. Ash will be on here. We gonna talk about some basketball because it's different in college than in the NBA. So we've been doing that too. So we're working on some things, fellas. Y'all just watch us work. So Ash, all right. Yeah. So now that we've talked about that, and we won't talk about it no more because we're gonna share the rest of what we feel on Saturday. Based on your video that you put out this morning, and I appreciate the video because you told no lies. I'm glad you did it all in one take. Because if you'd have really thought about it and deleted the shit, yeah, it'd have been a little longer than the few minutes you gave. So I'm proud of you. So, round of applause. So tell me, so leading up to this, tell me what inspired you to make that video. What's up, Bruce Goes? What inspired you to make that video this morning?
Well, when I seen it, when I seen the title, I was like, "That's bullshit." And I when I looked at the video, it really made me mad. It made me mad, really got it grinding my gears. So I was like, I gotta talk about this shit now. Like I had to get it off my chest, honestly. And if I would have mind my language and said everything in a certain type of way, my video would have been a lot longer and would have been more disrespectful than it was. The reason why I was cursing and shit is to get my feeling out. If I wanted to sit there and delete some parts and put in some other shit, it would have been worse. It would have been worse for Charlo, honestly. But the inspiration came from his ignorance, honestly. Like I really feel as though when both of the Charlos too, and Jamel was going probably harder than Maul was, but both of the Charlos had a big problem with Tank and Adrian Broner a few years ago.
Speak on that.
Tank more than Adrian Broner. Tank more than Adrian Broner, but they had beef. And I remember the twins going live on IG and hitting up Earl Spence to make Earl Spence be a third party and ragging on Tank and shit. And EJ answered and was like, I'm not putting down no young black fighters. And it ruined their mood and they changed the subject. Ever since then, I really haven't heard anything from the Charlos dissing either Adrian Broner or Tank. And since then, they squashed it. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, it's like, yo, I just feel like everybody should have something to say about this if you're a Wilder fan. I remember when Tank, he was playing around, him being young, everybody called him young, dumb, don't know what to say, you got Twitter fingers. Okay. He said that Tank was fighting like a Tom girl as a joke. He said that shit. And him and Wilder squashed that shit within the same fucking year. You know what I'm saying? But he was shunned because of it. Everybody hates Tank because of the remark that he said about Wilder. Okay, but what about this nigga saying that he's going to kill Wilder, get somebody to kill him? Like, nigga, if y'all don't jump on this shit, then y'all, like, for real, y'all not fans of Wilder. You just Tank haters, like you say about other people. Y'all ain't fans of Wilder. You just don't like Tank. Absolutely. So, I mean, I'm waiting for everybody to talk about this just because the sequence of events was too much for me. At first, you say race don't matter. Then your wife goes on fucking Twitter rant or some shit calling Wilder a bitch ass nigga. And then now you fucking saying you're going to get somebody to, I got people to go prison for me for life. This is all in the same seven. This is the same fucking week that them three things happen. 3 strikes and your ass is out. I didn't speak about the first incident. I didn't speak about the second. I spoke about this one and I'm done. I was a motherfucking Charlo fan. I made videos about both of the Charlos. I never made a negative video about either one of them. This was my first and this is my last video, period, about Cuz. I'm done.
So tell me the replies that you got from that video.
Well, I mean, I got a lot of people respecting what I said. A lot of people agreeing about what I said, but I also had some people in there talking about Wilder hating, and I cussed them out, deleted them, and blocked them, not that order. I cussed them out, blocked them, then deleted them. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? But I left one comment up there, you know what I'm saying? Because like it's cool. If you don't like what I said, if you don't like what I said and you think that I'm going off on him for no reason and you can't make sense on why I'm going off on him, bro, that's your opinion.
Ask a question.
It seems like everybody got the right to speak. Everybody got freedom of speech but me.
Fellas, fellas have the freedom of speech. We can't seem to say shit without some dude getting their panties in a wad because he ain't grew a pair yet. So
I
you
tell you
good.
what,
Okay, flow.
I don't know if y'all heard my video, but I was dropping cuss words because it's like I said, I was mad. But what I was saying was actual facts. Like no real killer that really got goons to do that shit is gonna tell a bunch of media fucking cameras. Nobody would do that. Like everything I said was facts. It is what it is. But some people didn't like. I mean, I got some dislikes. So some people didn't like what I said. But it is what it is, yo. Like, don't get mad at how I'm expressing myself verbally about what he said in the interview. Get mad at his death threats. Don't get mad at me. I'm one person, and I don't have nothing to do. If they have a shootout, I'm not going to be called. It's nothing to do with me. But everybody else talk about every goddamn thing. I don't talk about 99% of the shit that these motherfuckers talk about on a daily basis. So if I make a comment, I make a video about an interview, leave it. It is what it is, then, dog. Right. You don't even need to leave me a comment. Just give me the dislike and dip.
Right. Like my thing is, the thing that I have an issue with is the fact that when it comes to women, you particular, because I done had a few, but you've had, you done been around a lot longer than me. That fellas can say something, and it's the gospel, and ain't nobody gonna argue with them. They gonna take that shit on the chest, and they finna roll with it and take it for what it is. However, you could put a video out before those individuals or anybody says anything about it. You could drop a video. They listen to your shit, and they want to go back and forth. For what? Ain't like she dumb. Actually know what the fuck she's talking about. She knows her shit. And the sooner individuals realize that, the better off we are all going to be. Because she can make a diss video if she wanted to. She could put her own shit out there and roast the shit out of your ass if she wanted to. She chose not to. And yet the disrespect is to me, it's ignorance and stupidity to me. It is. Because what happens is when a motherfucker don't understand what you're saying, they throw disrespect to you because they can't comprehend what you're saying. And that means that they automatically already in the process of trying to listen to what you said, they already had a reply ready, which means they didn't listen to shit you had to say. They already had a reply ready. Yep. And I say that a lot because if I'm talking, you talking, and people already, while I'm in the process of finishing my thought, they already put comments out there. 10 times out of 10, your little black asses didn't even understand what I was saying because you was hell bent on trying to have a rebuttal, have a reply. Some things don't need those. Sometimes people just need to shut the fuck up and listen. Rock with it or not. Rock with it, cool. If you don't, move the fuck on. Why is that so hard? Because from what I've seen, it's harder for the men to do that than the women. What you got on that ad?
I think for the most, it's a lot of men around. So everything we see, we're going to see a lot of them do it more than us just because this is boxing. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, yeah, you're right. Like some of the shit just needed all the time. Like, and for real, just like I said, I listen to a lot of videos I don't agree with and I don't comment. I only comment on videos I agree with because I'm not here to argue with people. I have a real life. I'm not here to argue with nobody. If I comment on anybody's video, it's going to be me agreeing with the video or adding on to your video or and by making a comment. I'm not here to disagree with motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I don't reply disagreeing with people. It is what it is. I know people ain't gonna feel the same way I feel about a lot of shit. And I know when I go into people's videos or lives and listen to what they're saying, it's idiotic for me. I think for me, being a chicken who I am, to say anything negative or against what they're saying, because I know I can fucking leave. I know where the exit is.
Yep.
I know people don't give a fuck about how I feel if I don't agree with them. Like sometimes people need to understand that and vice versa. But for the most part, I don't get disrespected on my channel no more. I used to back then, but when people disagree with me on my channel, it's respected because they don't say anything fucked up to me. So I answer and reply. But I'm just saying, don't get mad at the shit that I say and then tell me there's no sense for me to say the shit in my comments. Don't do
right. That I'm glad. Look, look how I do when I be talking to you. Since you mentioned it, since you mentioned it, I'm glad you did. That comment, I will not say the individual's name. I will not say the individual's name at all, or when I give him any shine on my channel. But he's ridiculous. I seen him on one of the lives earlier, and unfortunately, he did come into one of the chats, one of the lives after that had been discussed. So I don't know if he had been listening and then chose to then not say anything and then finally chime in when talking about the fight, or if it was really legit that he came in after. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I was waiting. I was ready. I was ready. And I will be ready. Every single
It's cool. No disrespect to him or anybody that disagrees with me. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect, but
there's a way to do it.
Everything that I do makes sense.
It does. It really did. And I understood it. I didn't understand that particular comment as him saying he did not understand. I don't understand that.
That's he didn't understand the reason why I was going off, because that's my personality. If I'm mad, I go off. That's my personality. Like it makes sense because I'm angry. That's why. That's why I was cussing.
Yep.
But I mean, it's like I said, it's all good. That shit is nothing. That shit ain't nothing. You know, for real, it's nothing.
Yeah, I believe, as women, especially especially when it comes to the looking spot, when it comes to us, things have been a little different, when it comes to the fellas. But from my standpoint, speaking from me, y'all want to go, y'all want to shit about us or to us like you big shit. Like we can't check your ass and put you in your place. We just chose not to. Depending on how you come at me. Actually, well, if it gets too bad, her ass, look, she gonna say something. She gonna say something. But I don't get that bad. I try to minimize what I'm saying and I try to say it real quick and be done with it. But if your ass want to try to say some bullshit, and you want to try to give to me, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna fire off a few warning shots. Two warning shots for you to shut your ass up before I give you exactly what you're looking for. And I have no problem giving you what you're looking for. I've given plenty people the shit that they looking for. They didn't like it, and they damn sure wasn't ready, and they damn sure wasn't expecting it for somebody like me. But I mean, with the reputation out there, people saying I'm mean and shit, you should expect it. I'm gonna live up to it. I will not let y'all down who say I'm mean and shit. I'm going to live up to that expectation, and I'm gonna go above and beyond to make sure that ain't nobody care, that can't nobody call y'all liars for the shit that y'all say. I got you. Don't worry about it. Y'all don't fuck with me. I got you. So that's how I see the shit. Now, as far as hearing what old buddy said, hearing what the Charlo said, and listening to Ash's videos, I agree 1000% with what Ash said. I'm from the state. The little dudes was raised in. So I know how it goes. And I'm pretty sure across the states, it's the same rules. It may be said differently than we say it out here in Texas, but it's basically the same. If at any time you have a problem with what somebody has said and you want to sick other people on them other than your ass, meaning you cannot handle your shit yourself. Put your balls up, get you a diaper, and sit in that corner, son. And shut your ass up and let the adults talk, is what that means.
Yeah.
Right
I
on
made a
that.
mistake in that video. I said that Wilder said that's because he said Wilder said
Right.
he was
He
gonna
did say
slap
that.
him.
He
I just ran off of that. But Wilder never said he was gonna slap him. I should have corrected that in the video. But I was going off what I was just talking about what the shit he said. He said Wilder said he was gonna slap. So I was
yeah,
talking about it. But I did not clarify and I really didn't even and because of that, he had me all fucked up in the brain. But for real, Wilder said he needs to be slapped
yeah.
because of what he said. He needs to be slapped. He did not say he was going to personally slap him. He didn't say when he see him, it's on. He didn't say none of that shit. And we talk, man, this we talking about the same Charlo that was threatening Blue Blood that made went live and said, when I see that nigga, I'm a slap him or something. Didn't you say that shit about that nigga? Like, hey, bro, you hot headed as fuck, Pimpin. You is a
I'm so
hot
glad you
headed
said that.
individual, huh?
Thank you for saying that. I'm so glad you said that. So here's my reply to that. Fellas, I'm gonna need y'all to listen to me. Even if you don't want to listen to me, I don't really give a shit. I'm gonna say it. Y'all, fellas that want to be tough and call out other people and show your guns and shit, you say what you gonna do to somebody. Number one, gangsters don't talk that much. They about action. So you already talk too much. Don't nobody believe you. Shut your ass up. Number two, you ain't gonna do a goddamn thing or say it on so many cameras so that you actually have proof that you're gonna have hitters go do something. Baby, that's premeditated. You ain't gonna do that. Shut your ass up. Number
I'm gonna
three,
tell you, ain't never been in trouble, y'all. I'm tell you, ain't never been in jail to even say some shit like that.
and right,
In
and that
camera.
brings me to the last one, the coup de grace. Ain't no way in hell you gonna talk about what you gonna do to somebody as a man that's gonna put your ass in jail or you gonna end up dead. What you have to think about is you go to jail, your woman that you say is your woman that no, she's gonna be smashing another dude, and he's going to be the one taking care of your kids and using your money to take care of your
Word.
kids. So your black asses need to stop. You're not gonna do a damn thing that's gonna put your ass in jail. Stop it. Stop showing your guns. Stop doing all that bumping your guns because you in real
Yeah.
life ain't out that life. Because what man want to think about another dude raising his child? Shut your ass up. Stop it. You're not about that life.
It was the way he said it. I will smoke his bitch ass.
He ain't gonna do a
I
goddamn
heard he wanted to slap me. I'll smoke his bitch ass. How the fuck
right.
does that even sound? Y'all can't slap it out? What's wrong with just slapping
You
it out?
did it on your video, right? You
Like
ain't gonna do a
why you
damn thing.
gotta go if he really approached you to slap you, you're gonna be like, hold up, make this phone call and they're gonna drive by his ass? Like that's how you
He ain't gonna do nothing but look, but
fuck
do
out
this
of
right
here, bro. And
here.
some people was in the comment section basically saying like he just talking. So I know he just talking. I know he is, but I can't. I gotta be done. I'm washing my hands with being a fan. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And we're supporting them. I should say. I wash my
Right.
hands with supporting them. I should say.
So let me ask you this. So explain what they did to Tank and how this is different. Come to Wilder.
Well, who did what fans did to Snake?
The twins.
The twins, man. I don't even know what the beef came from. I don't know how the beef started. I don't. I just know that they were going back and forth, and what did it? What had the Charlos going live and saying that they wanted to fight them and being real aggressive is because Tank said that them niggas be on coke. But this is some shit that he said after they was going back and forth. Like I don't know what stemmed the whole shit. I really don't. But I seen one of the Charlos was live at his house saying that he'll put his fingers in his nose. Like they were saying they were going to do shit to Tank, multiple things. Multiple things. When they seen Tank, they were yelling at him. Well, Jamel was yelling at him for sure. He was yelling at him and shit, trying to fight him and shit on more than one occasion. Like, and all of that. Like they wanted that beef. I think EJ squashed, like pissed on some of the flames because when they FaceTime EJ and EJ said that shit, it was like they paused. It was like, oh yeah, pissed on you and shit. I'm not putting down no young black fighter. Like y'all got beef, that's fine, but y'all both are talking about fighting somebody that was clearly just at 130. This was years ago. Tank ain't that big of a guy for them two motherfuckers to be doing all of that and then try to make a third part. But regardless of the fact, Wilder says him making that comment saying that race doesn't matter. Somebody need to slap him or he needs to be slapped. But that to translate to Jamel for him to say, I heard he wanted to slap me and I'll smoke his bitch ass. I know people that want that'll go to prison for me for life for him. So if he really about that life, he put the quotation, the bunny rabbit fingers up. If you really about that, we can see. I was like, damn. So you want to see? The fuck?
He ain't no damn thing. Wilder walk up on his ass, he gonna look like, what's up? What's happening? Let's talk. No, little dude, you was running your mouth. Talk time is now. but since you made that dumbass comment, because it was very dumb, he needs a new PR person. He needs some meditation or go stand in the corner, son, because he was wrong on all levels.
Yeah, the energy was real different. I mean, it's different, meaning you wanted to put hands on the smaller guy, but the bigger guy that actually didn't start. What everybody knows, Wilder didn't start nothing with Jamel. He didn't start. Everybody knows this is just Jamel putting his 2 cents. This is how this started, and then it was his wife putting her 2 cents in. And then for him to say this shit, do you know what the question was? The question was, what do you think Wilder needs to do different in his trilogy fight to beat Fury? And that's what he said. He said a lot of shit, but that's what he said. He went on to say he'll smoke the bitch ass. But he was like, at first he was like, I actually don't have no problem with Wilder. I like Wilder. I mean, I like the punchers. I like the boxers. And then he said that he'll smoke them. And then at the end of it, after all of that, he was like, yeah, but I really don't give a fuck about none of these niggas. I don't give a fuck about Wilder. I don't give a fuck about Fury. It's Texas over everybody, baby. I said, yo, didn't you just say you don't got a problem with the nigga and now in the same fucking 2 minutes? Jeez, bro. And then he ended it with the fucking, he ended it with, I love my black people. I'm here for my black people. I was like, you just threatened a black dude's life just now. Because he said you should get slapped. Like, come on, man. He's not. It's so what? It's a lot of people that want to slap you though. Like for real. Wilder ain't wrong in saying you need to be slapped. What?
And he was shifty. He was in his feelings, and like when I mentioned it to you, I was like, oh, he just wanted to say something. He just felt the need. He just had to say something. And that's the thing, folks. You got to realize. You don't know who has access to YouTube or who is following you if they never comment. Your ass just don't know. So everything that you do, whether you smoking, showing your guns, talking shit to people, threatening individuals, whatever you chose to do to try to belittle somebody or whatever, that shit can be used against you in the court of law.
Yeah, what he said was clearly a threat.
Yes,
It was clear.
it was bad.
What Wilder said was not a threat. Wilder said you need to be
Should
flat. He did
flat.
not threaten you. He
Yep,
personally, you can't say that he threatened you by listening to that tape. But they
at
can say
all.
you threatened him.
For
I'll
real.
smoke it with
Real
that.
quick.
I couldn't believe he said that shit. I said, yo, word to the
Right.
cameras, nigga? To the cameras? And somebody was trying to get his attention too. He was like, no, I'm not done. I was like, oh, this was weighing on
Yeah.
his spirit. You got to get this out.
For real. And John Burke, yes. You say I like the Charlos, but them boys talk too reckless for me. But if they were in the streets, let's just say they wouldn't last long. Right. Because they talk too much. Listen and silent are the same letters.
Everybody hated Tank. He had Twitter fingers. He's this, he that. He young. He's stupid. He don't know what to say, bruh. And look at this shit though.
And they
Look
not
at this
saying
shit. They're gonna say something. They're gonna probably wait until tomorrow for they to say it on their lives and tell me. They're gonna have to say something. If you a Wilder fan, you gotta feel some type of way. Even if you, I mean, listen, I know the nigga ain't serious, but that's not the point.
right.
He's trying to be serious. He's trying to make you think he's serious. Sometimes you gotta give people what they asking for. No bullshit. It's a lot of times people come and try to verbally, they try to make me mad. A lot of shit goes one ear right out the other. That shit ain't, it doesn't faze me. But sometimes, depending on who it is and the energy behind it, I like giving people what they ask for.
Yep.
I don't have to be mad to act like I'm mad. It just is what it is. But for him to say that shit, damn it, like it didn't need to be said. The question was, what does Wilder need to do to beat Fury? That was the question.
It had nothing to do with anything else, and he brought that energy into the conversation.
That's crazy, bro.
Stick to the answer, stick to the question, and be done with it. All that shit was extra that wasn't even needed, and your little black ass ain't gonna do a damn thing. Cause again, if you do something, your ass is then tied up to premeditated. And at this point, some dude gonna have your bread, and some dude gonna be smashing your girl, and some dude gonna be raising your children. Which I'm pretty sure your little black ass don't want that. And you ain't about that life. Because while your ass is in jail, that's things you have to think about. Somebody gonna be smashing your girl and digging her ass out. Smashing it well, raising your children and spending your money if you leave it to her. A lot of men, unfortunately, don't think about things like that because they want to run their mouth and talk about what they're gonna do. Number one, you talking about what you're gonna do, you're talking too much, honey, because gangsters don't talk that much. They shut their ass up and they watch and move and act accordingly, which is what a lot of fellas do not do, especially on YouTube land, because they always want to run their fucking mouth. So I am low to the ground with it. Ashley, you low to the ground with it. You say what you need to say and be done with it. But these dudes in YouTube land run their mouths more than women, which is something I never thought I would be able to say out loud. They talk about what they're gonna do. You ain't gonna do a damn thing. You're not. Oh, I'm hard. No, your ass not. And you like a fucking what's the tissue? You Charmin soft. You soft as a fucking pin cushion. Because while you running your mouth saying what you gonna do, the person that you talking to ain't said a word. Guess who somebody gonna believe? They gonna believe the one that's silent over your talking ass. Yeah, females are, yes, they are very sneaky. But the fellas are way more sneakier because they're always the ones that are getting caught, which is ridiculous. Females hardly ever get caught from being sneaky because fellas are too busy trying to cover their tracks to pay attention and acknowledge what the fuck is in front of them. They don't really recognize it. Trust me, they're not done that. But the thing is, to talk about what you're going to do out loud in front of cameras to talk about you got hitters for this, that, and the third. I would never say I have hitters. I ain't got nobody. That's all you need to know. Don't worry about it. You see me, see me. If you don't, fuck it. We'll be all right. Don't worry about it. So that's the thing. And for him to broadcast that shit so freely, like, oh shit, here we go. That dude done lost his damn mind. Because from the individuals that I know and the individuals I socialize with, we don't talk like that. We're going to be quiet and sit and marinate on it and wait till some shit pop off and react if we need to. Because we operate differently out here. Again, I was born and raised in Texas, so shit's a little different. What's up, Supreme Beast Boxing Talk? What's going on? But for him to feel so freely and comfortably, do he not know he just committed premeditated inquiries? So if Wilder happened to,
inquiry.
If you get a threat,
Yeah.
look at him. Look at stupid
You
ass.
can press charges from a threat. Nothing really needs to happen. You can have some shit happen because you got threatened.
Yeah, Zone 6, that's not true. That's not true, Zone 6. Sorry, go ahead.
Nah, man, I don't know what to say about the whole shit. I just think
it's some bullshit.
I already said what I had to say. I just think it looked like I can't even say it's a cry for help. It's him just trying to reassure everybody that he took. Like, you didn't have to address him saying anything about a slap. You didn't have to address that at all. Nope. Like, not at all. You didn't have to address it, period. But he addressed it in the worst way and then said additional shit about it. Like, he could have made it seem like it was tough just by saying Wilder said he wanted to slap me, he ain't gonna slap me. And then move the fuck on. That could have been good enough to let everybody know you was tough. Period. That's all you had to say.
And even then, Wilder didn't say he wanted to slap him. So somebody could have.
He didn't even say that.
Yeah, somebody could have corrected him and asked him, like, well, no, Wilder didn't say he wanted. He said you should be slapped because you said racism does not exist in boxing. I'm glad we brought this up. Let's talk about this. Fellas. How the hell can y'all talk about boxing and have a problem with football and the racism in football? At this point, based off the belt that was just won by Charlo last night, boxing has now taken on the most racist sport over boxing. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. And folks that don't watch the NFL, that's cool. You cannot watch it. That's on your black ass. However, don't sit here and criticize and talk about no damn body watching the NFL. Do not talk about nobody because your ass dead wrong as shit. So when I be watching my home team play, since they right down the street from my house, guess what? I'm going to watch them and I'm going to talk my shit. And I dare anybody to say anything to me about me watching football. You can throw all the subliminals, all the fuck you want, but I guarantee you what you will not do is at me in your chat or address me while you live. Send me a message. I can guarantee you, your ass will not do that because your ass don't want to do what I got to say to you about it. Go ahead, Ashley. What you got on it?
What I got on what? What part? What?
about boxing and the NFL?
Oh shit, my bad. Yeah, man. Boxing is way more corrupt in my opinion than the NFL because the shit that they do is just so blatant. You know what I mean? You really got to, if you're just an outside fan of the NFL, you wouldn't know the things that's going on. You know what I mean? If you're an outside fan of boxing, you see the belt. Like it's certain stuff that you see and you hear during when fights like when people are commentating, you hear certain shit that don't sound right. You know what I mean? Like you can tell that there's racism in boxing, even if you don't look at all people videos and interviews and shit. But and like NFL, you can't really tell. If somebody's just looking at it just to watch the game, they can't really tell that there's just a bunch of racism and corrupt shit in boxing. But I mean, in the NFL, but there is a lot of people that complain about the NFL and it being corrupt and racist and still watch boxing, but they shun off of watching the NFL. I mean, to each his own, it is what it is, but I honestly feel like if you were fans of certain NFL fighters, I mean, and damn, if you were fans of certain NFL players, if you were fans of theirs, then why not watch their game? Why not support them? It's not their fault that they're in the sports that's corrupt. Just like the boxers, it's not their fault that they're in the sport that's corrupt. If you still supporting Earl Spence and Deontay Wilder or whoever, Fury, whoever the hell you supporting, if you still supporting them, then I don't understand why you stop supporting somebody, an NFL player, just because they're in the NFL. That's what I gotta say about it.
Yeah, like for real. Like I don't understand it, and I don't understand how anybody can get upset. Like I watched Baltimore. I watched them Ravens. I had a really good friend of mine, real close to me, that used to play for Baltimore. He came from Oklahoma, which I watched all of his games when he played at Oklahoma, and got drafted by Baltimore. And I watched just about every single one of his games. My brother actually has the hat signed by the entire Oklahoma team that won the championship that year. My brother has that hat signed by every single one of them, and they made it. A lot of them made it. Yeah, like my brother went to that game. So like when I tell you we close to them people, like we're close to them. I chaperoned his high school graduation party. Like that's how close we are to them. And people never really, look at him and think about it, but the boy can play basketball. The boy he bought his ass off. And you would have thought by the way that he plays basketball that basketball would have been his first love over football, but it was not. So, that's my boy. He will always be my boy. His sister was my lawyer when I needed one. So that's when I tell you close, we that close to that family. I ain't gonna put his name out there. Actually, I'll tell you behind the scenes. But I will watch. I was watching him play when he played for Baltimore. Then he went to St. Louis. I watched him play. I didn't fuck with St. Louis the whole team. That's my nigga, so I'm gonna watch him play. And now Baltimore has, they had Dez. Of course, I'm gonna go watch Dez play. Dez one of them boys. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna watch. So I watch specific players on specific teams, but my team is them boys. So if you want to talk shit because I watch the NFL, guess what? My message to you, I don't give a shit because you haven't talked with me personally. And if you would rather watch boxing over the NFL, well, that says a lot to me because boxing is officially now more racist than any sport could ever be. Boxing is now number one. They knock everybody. They own 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They own the 5 top spots is boxing. What's up, Gabe? Go ahead and share us. Did you hear the question and stuff? Or You want to go, or you got it and want to share your views?
And I kind of missed the question. What was
Talking about how boxing is,
it?
how people have a problem with individuals watching the NFL because it's considered racist, but they watch boxing more and don't watch the NFL and shun people that watch the NFL.
Man, well, I mean, it's a give and take. I mean, you can't have it one way and have it the other. I mean, if you choose not to watch the NFL, if you choose not watch basketball or whatever sport, that's at your own discretion. You know, every sport has some form of racism in it anyway. We got racism in every day, every walk of life. So, I mean, I don't see what's the big surprise or what's any different, you know. So that's, I mean, it's just people preference. If they choose to stop doing something, you can't fault nobody or have to be mad at somebody if they want to watch the NFL still. That's their choice. You know what I'm saying? Just because they know things might be going on, they may have favorite players or favorite teams that they still want to watch, despite, you know, the rules and the, you know, the brass and organizations, you know what I'm saying? Because they the ones who really uh, make the rules and make the moves and what's gonna go on. You know, you can have player unions and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, if the head ain't gonna go with it or if they gonna push something, then it's gonna happen. You know, you just gotta go out there and do your job. You're an NFL player or NBA player. Go do your job, get paid, feed your family, and go from there. That's their job. But you know, like I say, it's people on discretion. If they choose to want to watch whatever sport, I mean, racism in all of it, regardless. So I mean, it's whatever. It don't. I mean, boxing racism is here too. I mean, so I don't see the big difference. You gonna watch your favorite fighters that you or
Okay.
the people you support. What's good, Ash?
I
You
think
know,
she had a
so
question for you.
uh
I believe Ash had a question for you. Ashley, go ahead and ask him the question you had
No, I did. What question? I don't remember. I've been trying. Like, no, I've been smoking. I don't remember. What's the question? I
about
don't remember.
his take on what Charlo said. But I can't remember the
Oh,
you said, but you have to
yeah. Did
what
you
I,
hear what Charles said?
but he got real hitters that's willing to go to jail for him and shit like
Yeah, what you think about that?
that. Not too much of it. I'm gonna be honest. First of all, you can incriminate yourself if anything happened anyway. That's not a smart move to say something openly. Real G's move in silence. If they're gonna do something like that, they're not gonna talk about it and say it on the air. It's not gonna happen. So I didn't put too much stock into what he said because he's been in fights with Deontay Wilder and they absolutely did nothing. They was in support, a fan of him, even if he do act like he like him. So I mean, or
So
dislike
it's
him or
because
whatever the
you
case
don't
may
take.
be.
So you didn't take him seriously. I don't take him seriously either. You know what I'm
But you shouldn't
saying?
say it. You shouldn't say it on the
Exactly.
air
That's
like
why I
that.
made the videos
It's
because he still said it
yeah.
because of
I
all
mean,
the reason
it's
behind it.
mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's kind of laughable to me, to be honest, because like y'all are fighters. If you really felt that way and wanted to get at him that bad, y'all can go set up a private sparring match and you can go see and get everything that you want. Ain't nobody got to know shit. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to put pause on him, if you feel some type of way, you know what I'm saying? You got your woman speaking on him and shit like that. Like, well, then go ahead since you're a fighter. You're not gonna do that. So sit your ass down and shut the fuck up. Keep that man name at your mouth. You're not gonna do nothing to Wilder. Come on, bro. Nobody stop. Just keep fighting. Keep doing what you've been doing and make your money and take care of your family, just like that man doing. That man ain't disrespected you at all. Only thing he said was you need a slapping for saying that race don't exist in boxing. And you was just crying about it 3 years ago about being about racism because they won't let you in the gym. Like sit your ass down and go take a chill pill and focus on your fight.
Yep, I
That's
remember
what you
that
need to
shit,
be doing.
yo, when they didn't want to
You know what I'm
do.
saying? So
I remember that shit. They
yeah,
didn't
so
let
I
it go
just
through him.
yeah, but now you sound like a hypocrite yourself at this point and 3 years later because your ass over here talking about there ain't no race, race don't exist. Man, shut up. If race didn't exist, you and your brother would have fought Canelo already.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm a fan of Charlos in the ring, but you know what I'm saying? We do stuff different out here in Dallas, in Texas, period. I don't care because, oh, yeah, I'm a fan of you. If you moving like a bitch, you moving like a bitch. And yeah, I'm going to say something. Everybody don't like it because they might be a fan of them. Oh, you shouldn't say that. You shut up. Y'all out here being too nice and too soft with these fighters, your favorite fan of fighters, because you like them and you're a fan of them and shit. If they in the wrong and they moving like a hoe, then they moving like a hoe. It is what it is. Dudes out here acting more emotional than women out here about fighters and what people say. Shut y'all bitch ass up too. Shit, damn. Too many weak men out here whining and complaining and crying about shit. Nigga, you're a millionaire, man. Just go keep fighting and worry about getting this bag. But yeah, that's how I feel. I don't take it too serious, y'all. It's all words, all told. You shouldn't say it on the air though. Straight up. Should just left it where it was at.
Yeah. Because that wasn't even the question. They had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, then like it make us look bad. It's on Juneteenth weekend, and you talking about I got real here that's ready to go to jail. Just make us look bad as a people anyway. Like, man, just shut up.
And then he ended it though, saying that he's here for his black people and he's here to support his black people. I was like, no.
What I say? He doing the Mayweather effect. He trying to do the Mayweather effect. You do stuff and say brash statements and things so you can get the attention on you. You don't really want to do nothing to hurt Wilder. You want that attention. You want the spotlight. Nobody's really talking about you and Castano fighting because they've been talking about Wilder, Trilogy, and Earl fighting Pacquiao. You eyeball looking outside looking in. You want some attention. And he's doing what he gonna do to get the attention. That's why in that interview he said race don't matter, then race does matter. You just contradicted yourself in that same post interview. Like, come on, man. Like, it's all a game and a tactic to get. He wants the Eastern European fans, the white people, to come and support him and think that's gonna uplift his status. They don't give a shit about you, dude. Whatever you doing, or whatever poor tactic you doing, ain't gonna work. So, right. I mean, it's pointless. You better off just keep on doing what you've been doing. But let him do or say what he gonna do. I mean, then when people stop rocking with you and not supporting you, then you know there's that. Yeah. Can't get mad. You know, because you gotta realize you record this stuff is being recorded. The internet is undefeated, bro. Like, you think people not gonna remember and run back what you said when you said some crazy shit? Oh yeah, then when you want to be on code or whatever the case may be, oh yeah, they're like, weren't you just saying this over here 2 months ago? Yeah, people don't forget. Don't. So I say, yeah, you better be careful what you say on this wax. And think because you're grown, you can say what you want all the time. Oh, you can.
They have no idea.
But for every action, there is a reaction, good or bad. So you know what I'm saying? You're gonna face it one way or the other. But yeah.
They literally have no idea of the impact that's been said. And to me, I believe what they should have done while I open this wonderful drink, what they should have done. Basically what the Charlo, the brother need to do is get his brother and pull him aside. He needs to think about this before he does it, only because his brother is a hothead. So he needs to say something to him after he's thought about it, and so they can talk man to man and get this resolved, only because the shit that he's doing, the shit's ridiculous. Things that he's saying is crazy. And I know that when it comes to certain things that individuals say online, you could pretty much tell when they're joking, when they're backtracking, or when they meant the shit and finally realized they had no fucking business saying it in the first place.
Well, you gotta look at it quick. It's not Maul's responsibility to control his grown ass brother. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't say that. So they can say, oh, well, Mel said it. He his own person. We already know that Maul is the more calmer of the two. And it's been stuff that Mel say that Maul don't even comment on. He like, no, I'm not hopping in that shit. You know what I'm saying? Mel said it, not Maul. That's on Mel to figure out how he gonna do and what to say. You know what I'm saying? Him and his brother, Maul can go tell him, hey, you should start doing this or doing that. And he gonna be like, man, I ain't worrying about that. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. His brother, grown ass man, and who can control what he do and what he say. And with that being said, that's on him.
Yeah,
Grown. Just because he a twin, yeah, that's your brother, but he didn't tell Mel to say it. He did it on his own. That's on him.
And another thing, everybody jumped on Teofimo Lopez when he was like, yeah, you know, he need to stop acting like a bitch. He said, I'm gonna smoke his bitch ass. Like, I'm just saying.
I guess
my same energy. What'd you say?
I guess my thing is I can sympathize with him only because, you know, in every family there is an enforcer, aka a fixer. In every family, you know, they have one. And with them being twins, we clearly can see who the level-headed one is and who the dickhead is. We can see who that is. We already know. And that's why I was like, you know, his brother needs to say something like, hey, the shit that you said took away from my night of my fight.
Oh, you talking about them talking to each other. He needs to say something to his younger brother.
Yeah. He needs to say something to him because it took away from his night. Because not very many people are really hell-bent on talking about that fight, but they're more enthused and more riled up off the shit that was said about Wilder, in my opinion. And that's taken away from the fight. I mean, you know, we got shit about the fight. What's up, Snacks B? You know, we'll hold on to it without going too in detail about it. But, you know, that's, to me, we're talking more about what he said versus, you know, the actual fight. And that's not how it's supposed to be. Your brother come through. He's supposed to be in your corner. He's supposed to support you. Yet he done took the shit off of you and put it on his damn self. And it's like, you didn't even say nothing important. You said some of the stupidest shit I've ever heard anybody say. So yeah, I believe his brother being the closest one to him, who he should be listening to, or probably will listen to, versus any outsider, you know, that's gonna talk to him. Because, you know, depending on the individuals, majority of these motherfuckers, you know, I said it earlier that they don't listen with the intent to listen and understand. Most of these motherfuckers listen, they already have the intent on rebuttaling and already have something to say, which means you missed what the individual was trying to tell you. Because if you already have something to say, your ass was not listening to anything somebody else was saying. That's the point why I don't debate individuals. I don't go back and forth with individuals on social media. For what? If you want me on your panel and you already got a rebuttal to something, your black ass ain't listening to what I had to say no way. So fuck you, dog. I ain't got shit to say to you. And that's how it goes. And that's just my opinion about it. Because that shit could have been avoided. Or when he said this shit last night, I really wholeheartedly believe if somebody would have talked to him, he would have said something. He would have said something today, or at least within the next couple of days, about retracting what he said, and that he reached out to Wilder as a grown ass man, which is not
Nah, out there's already up there. Him and his white girl already been talking shit about. That way don't change nothing. It's too far already up there. You can't deaden it now when you already done put it up there, out there. You know what I'm saying? If he really wanted to hit a Wilder, it should have been before him and his chick said something. That's the time to do it. It's too late now. And now that you said you got hitters and stuff, you're taking it too far and taking it more further than it had to be. So yeah, that's gonna take attention off the fight. If he would have said something that they ain't have real hitters, they wouldn't be talking about it as much. But the fact that he put so much implement on it, like he got goons that's ready to do something, is going to take over the whole conversation about his fight.
Yep.
So it don't matter. Like it's like you don't understand. No, it's already up there with him. He don't like him. He took what Wilder said that he need to smack him because somebody do need to smack the shit out of him for saying race don't exist. He didn't disrespect the man like that. But now that he said that it's too far out there. So yeah, they're not gonna talk about the fight. People are talking about the fight probably today.
Shadow.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's on him. I mean, that's the reason it's like that, and people talking about it because it's his fault. It ain't nobody's fault but his. So yeah, that's the energy you're gonna get. You start talking some gangster shit, and nobody's gonna be talking about what you just did in the ring. They talking about what you saying now afterwards. The last impression was you at the post conference talking that dumb shit, and that's the last impression people remember.
Yeah.
Fuck the ring. They'll get to there once they finish talking about whatever or break it down how they feel about what he said.
I agree. I think to me it's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? It really did not have to go that way. And as you know, even as a brother, and you know, I got brothers, you know, whatever. I don't dull their shine. If they got a moment, you know, where whatever the fuck is happening and they got a happy moment, I don't want to take anything to dull their shine. And I'm the big sister over here. So that's how I am. I've always been like that. I'd rather my brothers shine above me because they're younger. So they're supposed to use me as the example of what not to do so that they can succeed and do better than me. Being that they're twins, you know, one's fighting, one ain't. That one that ain't fighting, he should have just shut his ass up, like, and let your brother shine. Granted, he had a hard fight. He literally had a very hard fight. He should have let him shine, let his win shine through. But instead, he made it about himself, which is to me is a very selfish ass individual and completely unnecessary. You know, you have to separate yourself from selfish individuals who are only concerned about them and what they got going on and not concerned about you. I don't give a shit if that's family or not. Anybody can do it, and the motherfuckers that do it, separate yourself from them because they don't mean you no good.
I mean, it's really not unfortunate because like he done said stuff before about people, and you know what I'm saying. Like me, I ain't holding these grown ass men in. Fuck the unfortunate. You done said crazy shit before. You got to be held accountable for it. Forget all that. Oh, it's unfortunate. He chose to do it. That's on him. I'm still a fan, but hey, when you get to talking and saying certain shit, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody but pump or prime you to do it. That's all on you. So it ain't no unfortunate because you a grown ass man. Before you grabbed that microphone, you had in mind what you was gonna do and what you was gonna say. So,
but see, Ash ended up saying that because I didn't hear it, but or I didn't listen to the whole thing anyway. I think it might have been like 8 to 10 minutes long. I didn't listen to the whole thing. But Ash ended up, saying to me that she ended up hearing somebody say, like that's enough or whatever, and he kept going. You see what I'm saying?
that's my point right there. It don't matter if nobody tell him nothing, Kui. He still was gonna say what he wanted to say.
Yeah,
that's the whole preface of it. He's gonna say what he wanted to say, regardless of what anybody felt about it, because he don't care. Because right now he wants the attention. He trying to get more attention on himself to help promote his fight as well. The more attention he can bring on himself, and the more people talk about him, his name ring bells. People start to go follow, start to go check on him, and want to see his fight now. I mean, I don't put too much stock into it. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at the surface level with these dudes. Most of these dudes, they talk this gangster shit, but they is really surface level with them. They ain't gonna bust a grape in a fruit fight. You know what I'm saying? You hand them a gun, they can't even know how to put the damn clip in. You know what I'm saying? Yet alone know what a safety is. So, ain't nobody worrying about that. It's some people who really is about their life. Just because they're a fighter don't mean they're a gangster. Don't get that shit confused, y'all.
Right. Let me
Just because you fight, don't get it confused.
let me ask you this, because I asked Ash this question earlier. Ash, you still there? Okay, yeah, she here. So the comparison and what the Charlo did when they were threatening Tank versus how this particular Charlo did against Wilder.
I'm still here. My shit is acting stupid. My bad. It took me a long time to hit the unmute button.
Oh, okay. You heard. You see, I asked him the same question I asked you, as far as what's the difference in how both Charlos went at Tank versus how this one particular Charlo went at Wilder. What's your take on that, Gabe?
I mean, Tank is a smaller person. So the energy gonna be different when they feel like they can beat somebody up. They don't feel like they can beat Wilder up. And Mel is the one that kept or continue whatever beef with Wilder. Maul ain't really said too much of shit. It's been pretty much his brother. Mm-hmm. Tank and the Charlos had a beef because they both was coming at Tank and he was going at both of them. So that's a Charlos versus Tank thing. This is a Mel versus Wilder thing. It's totally different ball games. It's 2-on-1 and it's 1-on-1. You know what I'm saying? Them situations are kind of they not the same because you see the energy, it was different when it came to Tank. They feel like they can physically beat up Tank.
Yeah. Now, Ash,
when a person, you know what I'm saying? Come on, Wilder 6'8". They're not finna run up on Wilder. Come on, the smartest person in the world is not just gonna walk up on Deontay Wilder and think they're gonna punk him. They're gonna get their ass slapped quickly. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, man, I don't put too much stock into a lot of this shit, because some of this shit is just to get attention on themselves. A lot of these beef these fighters be having, they really not gonna beef outside the ring. If that was the case, they'd be at a lot of the fights together and nothing happens. Absolutely nothing. Mm-hmm. Now, the ones that really got a serious beef with them, then yeah, you'll see that happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? But we don't see no really crazy beefs like that. I mean, people talk about it, but they ain't been in the same place to actually see it go down. So.
All right, Ash. You got a question for Gabe on that? Or you want to reiterate how you felt on that one?
Nah, I mean, that's for real. I'm saying that the energy was different because of the same reason. You talking about a smaller guy and both of y'all was gaining up on Tank. But when it comes to somebody saying that they'll slap you and they're not even in front of you, you know, you want to resort to guns. Like, we're saying the same shit, you just saying it in a different way.
Just different ways, yeah. My thing is, see, they that's why I said they felt like they can beat up Tank. You know what I'm saying? He's small.
Right.
Oh yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. Tank didn't, but what was Tank reaction? He didn't find the camera and try to act like he was tough. And when he was asked about the beef, he said that ain't no beef. And then the next question, they changed the whole thing. Like, yo, but people always say Tank's he's stupid. He's childish. He's this and he's that. Like, bruh, man. I'm telling you,
he's not stupid.
It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff that people get on Tank about, and when other people do it, it's silence. You get crickets. This shit's crazy. And this right here is probably the worst thing anybody ever said to Wilder. Period. Mm-hmm. About Wilder. You know what I'm saying? This is the worst thing out of T.O. saying that he was a bitch and everybody else. This is the worst. This right here.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
And I feel you. And what people got to realize, just because a fighter's not well spoken and don't have this large, spectacular vocabulary, doesn't mean the fighter is dumb. Please, y'all don't get that biscuit screwed. Just because he don't read like a Harvard grad don't mean the boy or the man is dumb.
Mhm.
That is false.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? People like, oh, Floyd Mayweather, he can't read, he can't write. They don't mean he dumb.
Right. I mean, he's doing a lot better off than a whole lot of people. So they need to be quiet and look at his blueprint, because a lot of people shit on Floyd for one reason or another. I'm like, fuck all that. I fuck with Floyd. I'm looking at his screen and I'm like, hell yeah, do that shit. I'm gonna congratulate him. I will never shit on Floyd.
You don't have to be the smartest person in the world to make it and be successful in life. Nah, not at all.
Happens every day.
As long as you know how to take care of your business, make your money, and stay out the way, shit, you'll be all right. Be all right.
All right, I'm gonna get ready to end this. Y'all give me some last words because I gotta get in here and go Friday shrimp. I got
Thank you for inviting me. I'm glad I woke up in enough time to be on the damn live, bro.
Shit. Sleeping beauty.
Respect to everybody in the chat. Respect G5. Respect to you, Queen. I fuck around and go back to sleep.
You sound like you got to go tap back out.
You've been sleeping for a long time. I'm gonna say that because I sent you a message and you ain't replied, and that was a long time ago. So
hey, Ash, don't feel bad. She hit me up yesterday. I was dead to the world for like 5 hours straight. I'm talking about I counted every.
You remember, Queen? I told you my hours about to change at work. I'm getting up early now.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
What you going? Are you about to go to first shift?
Yeah.
Right.
I think on Monday I work at 11, then I work at 10, and then from then on I'll be working at 6 a.m. So yeah.
Oh yes, yeah, you on my time, yeah. Yeah. It's still getting up, but getting off early is lovely.
But I can say
I'm a morning person.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, you straight. Yeah, you
if
good.
I called her, she'd have woke up and answered that phone. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, that's because I'm a very light sleeper. If you would have called me, it would have woke me up.
Yeah, she'd be like, I'm asleep. She'd be like, I'm asleep. Okay, Ash. At least she, I will say she will do that. Your ass, Gabe, is gonna be sleep. You don't hear shit.
Shit, if I'm high, I'm full and tired, good luck. I ain't gonna say your best bet is calling my mom or somebody to come in the house and be like, hey, wake that nigga up. Cause I'm gonna be out. And I was stoned too. So yeah, I knew I was on the rock somewhere.
A boulder or a mountain.
All right.
I'm about to jump off here. All right, thank y'all for coming through and listening to us chop it up. I'm about to drink this. Finish this because this shit is fantastic. I'm about to finish this little and go fry this shrimp and eat these greens, these baked beans, this macaroni. I wish I had macaroni and cheese. I need to make some macaroni and cheese and this cornbread. I'm about to go fuck all that up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm about to do. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for coming and with me and chopping it up.
Look. Look who left this over here. It's still in this thing. Cause I ain't drinking that shit.
As they should. Thank you very much. I'll bring a 7-Up when I come back over there next time.
Touche.
Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. Thank y'all. I'm about to end this.
For sure. Peace out, everybody.